Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, Koki Creative. My name is Elena, and today we're going to be doing a speed build. So, this is in Sylvan Glade. If you don't know what that is, it's a base game hidden world. To get to it, you go to Willow Creek, the little neighborhood section in the bottom right. Go there, any one of the houses, you will find this mystical looking tree that looks different from the rest of the trees. So, interact with it, and then the more you interact with it, more options will come up. Eventually, you will be able to explore the tree and then end up here in this beautiful world. It's all pink, the lighting is gorgeous, and the funny thing is there is a lot here, but it is the smallest lot in the entire game. So it's a 15 by 10, which is really tiny. Usually the smallest lot size is a 20 by 15. So this is significantly smaller than that. I should also mention that in order to build on this lot, you need to use the cheat bb.enable free build. So whenever you go to a lot and you see that the build by icon in the top right is kind of grayed out, if you use that cheat, you'll be able to do anything you want with it. So I do this all the time with university dorms because I just don't have time to put stuff in my inventory and then take it out. And then sometimes I also like to really give my dorms a little makeover. But for this case here, you can also use it on this lot. This lot will have something on it. It has a little pond that your Sims can fish in, but I just deleted that to build this house. So about this house, it is a tiny home. I don't know if it's actually considered a tiny home because I do eventually add a second story to it, but if it isn't a tiny home, it is slightly over 100 tiles. I don't know. Also, you can place this anywhere you want in the world, even though it's on a 20 by 15 lot. You can easily place it on a, sorry, I meant to say 15 by 10. And if you want to place it on a 15 by 20 or a 64 by 64, you can totally do that from the gallery. You'll just have to kind of play around with the landscaping a little bit. And it's kind of funny, I didn't even notice that the lot size was smaller than the normal lot size until I'm looking at the information right now. Anyway, so this is 2 beds, 2 baths. Right now, I'm working on the interior, getting the layout down, and it's pretty cramped. And this is kind of when I noticed that I was considering a second story, but I was not committed to it yet. And what I usually do is I will build most of the exterior, then I go inside, kind of get the layout down, so that way if I do want to make any major changes, I can do it before all the landscaping is done. Now I'm here back to the outside, making paths, doing a little bit of terrain paint to make it look a little bit more magical. And for the landscaping, I did not do too much. I did not have a lot of room, so I used these pink flowers to just place along the house and the path, just sort of filled up the lot. I thought pink would be the perfect choice because of the lighting here in Sylvan Glade. It's going to be pink all the time. So even if you change the time of day, night, morning, afternoon, it's always going to be this really nice shade of pink. So it just looks very magical. I even brought new unicorns that I made to this lot just so I could take screenshots of them. Another nice thing about this lot is that it will always stay even when you go back to the real world. You can always come back to it at any point, and your Sims can't own multiple properties unless if it's a business or a vet office. But in this case, your Sim can kind of treat this like a second home, like a little vacation home that they can stay at for free, unlike going to Granite Falls on vacation where your Sim has to spend X amount of money to go away. Your Sim can just be here. So here I'm taking little bushes and I'm placing them up the wall using the 9 key and then having them on the roof as well. I'm placing a couple of different ones. I just want to have that overgrown feeling. Like this cottage has been here for years. I continued the overgrowth onto the trellis ceiling I created with a low base game fence. And speaking of base game, this is completely base game. I didn't use any packs since I did build it in Willow Creek or Sylvan Glade off of Willow Creek. It's a base game world. And I'm still working on my save file, which I've mentioned in previous videos. I have posted one world so far, which is Willow Creek, and I am still working on all the worlds all at once. So I'm almost done with multiple, and I figured instead of just doing one at a time, I'm going to kind of release a batch of them, and they're all going to be a part of one. So I'm going to keep updating them with the worlds and the houses and the families that I'm creating, and definitely will have this one included. And all of them are play tested, playable, all that great stuff. I have play tested this one. I made a sim that had unicorns, which I mentioned earlier. She's the one that came over and play tested it, and it was very cozy. It was very nice. So I'm using some debug items. I mean, obviously I'm using debug items, but I'm trying not to use debug items too much if I can help it, because it makes the house quote quote ugly to the Sims, and then they get this negative moodlet. Okay, so you might have just seen me flip the house around there because I realized I was building backwards. I've wanted to upload this to the gallery and I want it to have a nice facade. I don't want it to be the back of the house. And this lot is really hard to tell what is front, so I just flipped it right back over. And the lighting ended up being a lot better from this side anyway, so I was really excited about that. Here's where I add the second story. I add a little fun roof, and I like that this gave it a little bit of height, made the house feel a little bit bigger, even though it is still pretty small. That entire second story is just a bedroom. And I've been doing this in almost every single one of my builds lately, is I've been putting faux fireplaces and then placing an actual fireplace in there. So when I have a fire on, the smoke will come out and it looks really nice. Debug items also don't always react the same way as normal items. So for example, I have a reason for saying this. If I put a debug fireplace, smoke is not going to come out. Sorry, not a fireplace. If I put a debug chimney, smoke is not going to come out of there. So that's another reason why I'm trying to use less debug items if I can help it. Especially this house, I really did not feel like I needed to put any kind of money restriction on it since it's more of a vacation lot than an actual home. But it did end up being only 56,000 simoleons, so that's not even that expensive anyway. So something that's kind of funny, I never ended up testing to see what this looks like on another lot. So usually if I'm building in some place that has very intense outside lighting, like this one, for example, it's always pink. I don't know what this looks like in the normal world. So will the outside look kind of off? I used white siding on the exterior to really just make the pink pop. So I'm guessing it's going to look pretty normal, but it's just kind of funny. I just haven't tested it. So if you download it and it's like, ooh, the colors look a little off on the exterior, not my fault. I was building with rose color lenses on, okay? So now we're inside the house and I wasn't sure what style I wanted to go for. I thought I was going to do a lot of pops of pink in here, but instead I went with more of a cabiny looking feel. So in the bathroom, I used this like green as the accent color. And the reason why I got that idea was just because I was trying to find a sink and I kind of like this green swatch. I haven't ever used this green swatch. And if I have, it's been years. So I just wanted to do a color palette that I don't usually do. And I do tie in some pink with this house. I do it upstairs in the bedroom. I just wanted the rest of the house to be a little bit more neutral in case someone does download it. And again, like I mentioned, the exterior is actually white and there's pink flowers. So if anything, I just wanted to do little pops of pink, maybe a little bit of purple throughout this house, but it's mostly just neutral inside. I also was building this on a yoga ball and a end table at my in-laws' house. So I wasn't exactly in like my normal environment to build and it wasn't like the coziest. So I just wanted to get this done. Speaking of that, real quick, I've been on this trip for, let me look at the date, almost a month now. And it's not just one place I've been going. I went to my in laws, got to visit my new niece, which was very exciting, and then went to Italy, which was also really fun. Went back to my in laws for a little bit, and then flew up to see my family. And then I'll be here for a couple more weeks, a little over a month. So, yeah, I've been busy. I just wanted to leave the island because it's hurricane season and I have this medication that I need to have. And if they can't ship it to me, it's not good. So, we figured hurricane season, I'll just spend my time in beautiful Michigan, which I do love it up here. It's definitely giving me a lot of inspiration, and I'll definitely be building a lot more of like cottage style stuff like this. I'm currently staying in an off the grid wood cabin. It's really cool. It's my dad's, but it has a fireplace and there are solar panels. I have my own water jug and an outhouse. So that's currently where I am right now. Don't really have Wi-Fi in this, but I'm close to all of my relatives right now, so I just hop on over to their house if I need the Wi-Fi. So that's my current situation, and my mind is a little bit everywhere right now, so this voiceover is also everywhere. But let me get back to this build. We are now upstairs in the bedroom that I had mentioned multiple times. I just got done with also the second bedroom, which could be for a child, the one downstairs, the green one. Or it could be like a roommate, a friend. Again, this is more of a vacation cabin, so I wanted to make it very neutral. I didn't make it like super kid friendly or anything. And the bedroom upstairs, the one I talk about, the one I'm in right now, pink. I had a lot of fun with this one. It's a little bit more glamorous than the rest of the house, but I just thought that kind of made sense for where it was. It's kind of mystical. I could definitely see a spellcaster living here or staying here for some reason. I didn't have any Realm of Magic stuff in here, but I could definitely see if you want to download this, put a little cauldron in here somewhere. I have no idea where, but you could definitely fit one in this house somewhere. Also, I didn't want to do too much pink in this bedroom, so I used a lot of white and some pink curtains and some pink accents. A few more things before I wrap up this video. I have been working diligently on editing. So since I'm in this cabin right now, I don't have many distractions. So I have been editing like crazy. I just need to do voiceovers. I have 4 videos right now, YouTube videos, that I need to edit. I also have a couple TikToks and I've a ton of build ideas. I do have time I need to spend with my family, but all the extra time I have is now dedicated to catching up after all the travel. I'm exhausted. I'm not going to lie, but I am also very excited to get all this stuff done and to show everyone what I've been working on and to be more dedicated to YouTube because I don't know. I really want to see where I can take it now that I'm starting to see more of a growth. I've been doing this since 2019. Can you believe it? I can't believe it, honestly. Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching today. If you like this video and you want to see more, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. Maybe leave me a comment, a like, let me know what you think. But I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!